What's it going, guys? Welcome back to the fishing channel. This is our third and final weather outlook for week 1. And I think more has changed ever since we were first talking about this. The temperature has definitely gone up. This is, again, the third and final outlook. The weather can be completely different 3 days from now when we do film the initial video, but the temperature has gone up for the predictions, which means the time we're supposed to be fishing has also changed. It's now looking like it's going to be from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., unless the Sunday dinner impacts that, which it could. And if that's the case, we will do it from I want to say 2 to 5. It really depends on when Sunday dinner is, because usually the highs are more towards 3 p.m. and not 4. But extended time really does change a lot. As you can see here, the temperature is reading 76 degrees. That means it is in the it is no longer in the comfortable range by 1 degree. It is 1 degree above comfortable. It is now known as warm, which isn't terrible, but it just means that it's not going to be that it just means you can't wear sweaters or anything else like that would normally make you feel cool, or not cool, makes you feel warm. So basically that means we're forced to wear short sleeves and stuff like that. And if this goes even higher, shorts, which I bet you can get away with wearing sweatpants and stuff like that, but because it is only what I like to call a code yellow temperature, which it's not terrible. It is pretty good for March. It is very high for March, though, which we will get into that later in this video, because I want to show you what the average temperatures in March are, now that this is the third and final weather outlook for the season. Or not for the season, for the week 1 video that's coming out soon. Tomorrow, though, we will be doing our first weather outlook for week 2, though, since that's coming up in 10 days from the day I'm recording this. So yeah, this is going to look like a really good fishing day. What was originally supposed to be a really big challenge with heavy winds and cold temperatures is starting to look like an easier challenge than what we did cover in the first report. And this is the third and final report, so the next thing that we talk about in week 1, or the next week 1 related video, will be the actual main video, so yeah. So yeah, it's going to be 76 degrees, pretty warm day. The low, it doesn't really matter because we're not fishing at 5 in the morning, but that's a little bit, that's towards, I want to say 46 degrees. That's not even in the very cold range. So this whole day is going to be pretty good for fishing. Here's another image from what I took. The sun protection range. Now, the earliest I put this at was 3 p.m. That's not exactly when the high is at, but this heat index is level 4, which means it's moderate, in which there is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different levels, ranging from 0 up to 11, but it is only March. This is going to rise until it gets to, I want to say very high. That's the highest it gets. It doesn't ever get higher than that. If we were in Africa, it would reach the extreme zones, but yeah. So yeah, the sun protection range is from 11 to 7 or 11 to 11 a.m. till like 5 p.m. in Eastern Daylight's time. And I really am not worried about this heat level at all. We're not going to need sunscreen or anything like that. I mean, I know it recommends sun protection, but I've never personally had a problem with getting sunburnt during the springtime, so. All right, as for our wind speeds, they have definitely dropped even more. They've dropped by over, I want to say, 10 miles per hour in the past couple of days. It is now only at 9 miles per hour. I think that's 5 miles per hour less than it was before, making this day of fishing a lot easier than we originally anticipated. I think, and if the every single time I did one of these types of videos, the first video, we were talking about maybe 18 mile per hour winds. Then it dropped to 13 in the second review, and now it's down to 9 in the third, which could, if we make a prediction, that could make a sequence that the actual video could have a even lower wind speed than 9 miles per hour. We could be talking really calm winds, something that was originally not scheduled to happen. It's almost like Mother Nature sees my videos and said, hey, let's make this guy's spring a little bit easier after drenching him in rain on Monday. Yeah, that would be a story for my vlog channel. Yeah, that was freaking stupid. But, yeah, the wind's gonna be dying down. Now, before I continue, actually, something that I've noticed, I think yesterday, is that there was originally supposed to be a really big thunderstorm on Sunday, but that is not the case anymore. That was the one thing I was worried about, but now it's not there anymore. Good. And that's because of those little micro clusters that I've been watching on the weather radar, but I can't show you the weather radar without doxing myself, so we're not going to be doing that. Yeah. There was a really big storm that hit us on Monday, but there was still some other parts of the storm that were left behind that was still coming, but it looks like it's going to be missing us, thankfully. So now I wonder, well, I mean, it might not miss us, but it might hit us when we don't really need to go fishing. So it's not really that big of an issue, and it's not going to hit when I'm traveling either, so it's a W altogether. Now for rainfall, nothing. We have nothing. Nothing is going to, we're not going to need ponchos because we don't need to. We don't need ponchos for this week, thankfully. Most of the weeks we're not going to need ponchos, but there will be an occasional one where we will. Now, ponchos might be more common during the first 3 months of this season, which is the springtime. So, we will see what happens. We're not getting any. So far, all that rain though has been hitting us early though, as there's just been a lot of storms during the winter now, followed by massive temperature drops. Yeah, Mother Nature's very weird. I will be having some kind of story on my vlog channel about this week once it's said and done, because I really want to talk about this. It's going to be exciting to do that, but yeah, there's no rain. Not a problem. Visibility 17 miles per hour. Oh, I'm sorry, 17 miles. That's how far you can see. And honestly, as long as it's above, I want to say, as long as it's at least a mile, we should be able to be fine during the fishing landscape. But if you're on a boat, you're going to need a little bit more than a mile so that you can actually see where you're going. Because we usually travel on bike. Now, I mean, traveling might be a bit of an issue, but fishing itself might not be. Now, it is going to be perfectly clear. It's been like this for the entire week, so we'll see what the second outlook is. I'm excited to see what the second week's going to look like, too, because I'm curious to see if it's going to be cold like it might be, or will it be warm? Warmer than the previous, which we'll find out soon enough. All right, here is the feels like scale. It is literally only 1 degree off. There's really nothing that's really changing the temperature level that much, so I just want to say dress warm. Or don't dress warm. Do not dress warm. It is going to be warm outside already anyways. Dress cool. We're going to be dressing cool out there. I don't need to dress warm. I'm not wearing a winter coat when it's 76 degrees outside. Matter of fact, that's not even the hottest temperature we've had this year so far already. You would think that this heat wave was the worst of the year. Let me remind you, we've had a day last week that was 84 degrees Fahrenheit during the winter. So this is not even the worst. Because normally temperatures shouldn't be this high during this springtime. So as here is demographic of the normal temperature ranges during each and every month. Now, obviously, January and February do not matter because those are the months that the fishing season is off in. As the lows often, as the average lows, as the lowest average temperatures are in the 30s during those 2 months. Or I guess I want to say the lower 30s, where freezing is very common. So, but actually today, the temperature is actually, as of the time I'm recording this, actually the temperature is actually 28 degrees outside right now. So it's actually lower than even the average for January. So. And it's March now. The temperatures at max are supposed to be the minimum of 38 in March, and max is 55. We are going to be having a fishing day where the temperature is 21 degrees above average temperatures. So if we take that into account and look at the rest of the fishing season, which goes all the way down till mid-December. For April, that could mean we could reach temperatures as high as 86, which is a little warm but not too deadly. It's labeled as hot. In May, we would be looking at temperatures as high as 95. That's when things get rough. June, we're looking at temperatures as high as 103, which would be hotter than the maximum last year during that same month, which was 99 degrees. July could be going all the way up to 107 degrees, which is very scary. Hopefully this is wrong. It might be wrong. I'm not 100% accurate, but I'm just going off of math if we add 21 to everything. August would be as high as 105. September would be as high as 99. Um, I mean, they are saying that this summer they are saying that the temperatures in March are the highest it's been in over 30 years. So this could be deadly on us because we have to figure out how we're going to manage to cool ourselves this year. October can be as high as 89, which is very annoying because that's when it's supposed to cool off and start becoming a fall like atmosphere. November would be as high as 79, which isn't terrible. It's going to be similar to March this year. And December as high as 70 degrees, which, if that's the case, then this whole freaking weather pattern is going to be crazy. Now, hopefully, that's why temperatures 21 degrees above the average level is a little weird. Matter of fact, we've had one that was 29 degrees above average before, which was the 84-degree day in March. So that number can make July even worse. If you add that to July, you get 115 degrees, which is way too hot. Now, considering that we live in a state where we can experience all 4 seasons in a week, the weather is truly unpredictable. And what I mean by that is Maryland has the weirdest weather patterns. Like, for one day, it can be really hot, like the 84-degree day. The very next day, this is a true story that happened this year. It snowed. Very next day, it snowed. You would never have expected snow the day after. So it's like it goes from summer back to winter. And then the day after, and then a couple days later on Monday, this stupid rainstorm hits us. It is super heavy. And everything is wet. Literally, everything is wet. Like, if you're caught in this rain, your clothes are probably still wet today, as of the time I'm recording this. It's not fun. It is literally not fun. And now the temperatures are just cold again. So they were saying that there was supposed to be tornadoes as well, but I didn't see one. Yeah, it was pretty stupid. And yeah, that was that. So yeah. Oh, hold up. Let me scroll. Oh, that's it. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this weather report. Tune into this YouTube channel tomorrow if you want to find out what the second week of our fishing season is going to look like. Because I'm quite curious on what that's going to look like, considering it might be normal. The temperature might be normal on that day, so. As again, we can only expect temperatures of as high as 55 on a normal March day. As we're also getting closer to April as well, which is probably, arguably, one of the best months ever. As it is currently March, though, it is the opposite it is the opposite of November, so that's why the weather's still cold. But it'll be warm soon. Because we're getting ready to head into April as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this. We will see you guys if you want more week 1 action. Our next thing is going to be on Sunday for that. That's going to be our fishing video. But if you're tuning into our channel tomorrow, you'll be able to see the second week's outlook. Keep in mind there are 40 weeks in the fishing season, so yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.